Trail talk time. On another beauty of a trail. Gorgeous evening. Sun just beaming away. Just breathing in that fresh chi. And today I wanted to talk about crystals. I was thinking of a topic to talk about, and I was surprised I haven't talked about crystals yet. Ever since I started to learn about them, I've become so interested, and I haven't gotten quite as crazy as some people. Some people just have so many crystals, but I like to carry around a few pocket stones throughout my days and wear a few as jewelry sometimes. They say that's obviously the best way to connect with them is to wear them on your skin and to show them proudly, right? And crystals are so interesting. There's obviously so many different types of stones with different properties, and they all have different qualities, and they're all good for something different and can help us in different ways. And the quartz crystal is the most basic. You know, it's clear quartz. And this is what is actually being used in a lot of technology, in computers and radios and everything. The quartz crystal can carry a lot of information and transmit a lot of information and energy. So there's a lot of potential in using a quartz crystal and harnessing that ability to transfer energy and information through it. And it's very interesting to think about our relationship with crystals. You know, our body, all organic matter, is composed of these carbon links or carbon chains. And carbon is very closely associated with silicon. Silicon is what quartz is made out of, silicon and oxygen. But the silicon element is right underneath the carbon element on the periodic table. It's in the same category or family. And we have silicon in our bodies as well. But us being made out of a lot of carbon, we have this relationship with silicon. We have this innate relationship that, you know, we want to connect to it in some way. You know, the Earth's crust is made up of all of these silicates as well. And quartz is one of the highest percentages. It's like the second most abundant. The Earth is essentially this giant, you know, crystal, mostly made up of crystal. And so we have this relationship with it. And Seven Bomar talks about our relationship with technology, right? We have this relationship beyond just using it, and it has to do with what it's created with, right? What's bringing it this intelligence. You know, we know the term Silicon Valley. This is where most of this amazing technology that we have comes from these days. These silicon chips are what allows us to have all this computing power. And so this silicon is so powerful, and we can use these crystals. Like I carry around some pocket stones, right? And we can actually, you know, harness their power by setting an intention into them, connecting to them emotionally. I always tell people, like, they're living beings. right? Crystals, the silicon, it grows from the earth, sort of like a plant, and it has this life within it, and it's, you know, responding, it's interacting with our energies. So we can communicate with it and set an intention into it, and it will pick up on that energy, and we can build a relationship with it and start to use it to help us out in whatever we want in our lives. So when you first get your crystals, and every once in a while, it's good to cleanse them. And each one has a different way that's best for it to be cleansed, because some aren't specifically meant to be like out in the sun, for example, which is a great way to cleanse and charge your crystals, just putting them out into the sun. There are some that aren't supposed to be out in the sun for as long. Another way is to just wash them with water, or salt water specifically. And again, there's some that aren't supposed to be like this, so it's good to research each specific stone, whatever you're using, to know how to cleanse that one best. For me, I think the easiest way is just to use sage. I always burn some sage, and I just surround the stones with the sage, give them a nice like smoke bath, and sage will cleanse most of all the bacteria where you're using it. And so it'll cleanse your stones and bring them into that, you know, natural state, so it doesn't have any other energies that it's picked up along the way still accumulated within it. And once it's cleansed, again, you can charge them in the sun or even the moon. A good ritual that I've been using is charging them outside in the moonlight during a full moon or even a new moon, because those are really powerful times, right? There's a lot of power going on within the moon energies. And so you can harness that into your crystals and help to, you know, bring you that energy, give that extra little oomph into the crystal's power. And then what you want to do is hold them in your hands, you know, bring them close to you, start to feel them, and start to set that intention into the stones. Start to, you know, speak to them and treat them with respect and love and reverence, and let them know that you're thankful for them, and start to realize what good you're going to use them for in your life, whatever it is that you might need at the time. And like I said, there's so many different stones that are said to be good for everything. You know, it all depends what kind of stone you find. And usually, typically I can just take a look at a stone and by its main color, figure out at least some of the properties or what it's going to be good for based on our main chakra system. So if you find ones, let's say that are red, like a red jasper, well, that's going to correlate with the red chakra, the root chakra. And that's going to help us become more rooted or grounded and things like that. A more blue stone, such as a turquoise, is great for opening up communication. And that communication center is the throat, which is the blue chakra, the blue ray. And so for the most part, without even researching, you can usually tell a little bit about it. But there's so much information out there. People have been using stones for so long, right? Using crystals. And like I said, I think that's for a good reason. We have this relationship with them as human beings. We've been naturally connecting with these stones for so long. And for me, every time I do this ritual, when I cleanse my crystals and I charge them and I sit with them and I connect with them, and I really put in that loving intention within them, I feel so amazing. Like, I really do feel like I'm connecting to living beings and I'm harnessing that energy. And you know, it works hand in hand with your belief. I've seen videos that are talking about, you know, there might not be a whole lot of scientific evidence as to how much crystals will really help us, but there's, you know, so much history involved with them, so many people using them over time that have anecdotal evidence, right, that have used them in their own lives and have seen from experience. So you don't necessarily have to have some scientific study to show you the results. We have experience. And they talked about how a lot of it may just, you know, at least partly have to do with your belief system, right? If we believe something is helping us in a certain way, then it will help us that way. If we're clear in our belief, especially with something like this, we're using this crystal as a tool. And if we really carry that belief that it's helping us in whatever way, then, you know, we're carrying that energy, and it's mind over matter. So that starts to actually bring about an effect, a helpful effect within our body or mind or whatever we're programming into it, whatever our intention is. And so crystals are a great way to actually amplify our beliefs and to amplify our energies and direct them in certain ways. And it's just amazing how a simple tool like that can bring about these changes in our lives. You know, they can help bring more clarity to our lives. They can help to balance our energies. A simple quartz crystal can help to boost our immune system and help us to see more clearly, you know, to open up our higher centers and to see with our third eye. And I think quartz is the easiest thing to start with, right? So as I said, it's a clear crystal, and so it's a clear channel. We can channel our energy, our thoughts, our emotions, our intentions into the crystal and carry it with us or have it around the house or wherever we are, and just allow that beautiful energy to permeate and to continue to give off this good energy for us and connect with us in that beautiful way. And they just look beautiful as well. Part of it is just admiring the beauty of them, right? I really think, you know, giving off that love and gratitude towards them is what's really gonna help you the most. Having the love for them, just like you would love a pet or something, or a plant. They've done countless studies about putting in your emotion into the plant and giving it the love it needs, and it'll help to nurture its growth. And the same goes with crystals. So if we're appreciative of them and we're giving them that love, then they're gonna give it right back to us. And it feels so amazing. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share for today. Crystals are so interesting, so I wanted to make a video about it. I hope it was helpful and interesting. If you have anything else to add or comments or any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And like and subscribe, that always helps to share the channel more and get it out to more people. And yeah, have fun connecting to your crystals. Have a beautiful day. Peace and limitless love.